Hey you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm 10 minutes late. I actually started I forgot to do all of your names for the drawing for today. And so I was writing down all the drawing names and I started before 2 o'clock and there was a bunch of you, so it took me a while. So I apologize. I'm 11 minutes late. So I'm sorry about that. But I am here and I'm super excited to share today's suite with you. I know you'll all get why it's one of my favorites once you see it. Given that I'm called By the Shore Stamping. Today's suite is actually called the Sand and Sea suite. So that should kind of clue you in as to why I love this one so much. So those of you that have been following my page for a while know I do a beach walk almost every day. So I love the beach. I love the water. It's kind of funny. I don't know if you guys all know this, but I don't actually like to swim in the ocean. I hate swimming in the ocean, actually. I don't like the critters. I don't like the seaweed. I don't like any of that stuff. But I love to sit and, sit at the ocean. I love to walk by the ocean. I love to just be inspired by the ocean. And it actually doesn't have to be ocean. I just love the ocean because it's very, the sound of ocean water is just really soothing to me. But it can be pond, it can be any sort of water, but I love water in general. But to look at, not to swim in. I only really swim in pools, actually. Although I do go swimming in the pond near our house, but anyway, I digress. I'll show you the suite today and you'll understand. But I have a few things I wanted to update you on. So I have the Fill the Tote up to date, so I'll show you everything that's in there right now as of today. And then let's see, what else do I have? I have the drawing to do for yesterday. I do have a prize for today as well, so be sure to comment and share if you want an extra entry. That always helps. I'm trying to grow this little page a little bit, so I appreciate it. And then, of course, we have some stamping to do. So let's go ahead and turn around. As you can see, it's been a crazy busy morning. I haven't showered yet, so I did go for my walk, and I shared those pictures this morning, but I've just been busy. So let's go ahead and turn this around and start showing you some fun stuff. So let me get you situated. Hold on one second. And while I get you all situated up here, make sure you guys can see everything and everything's straight. That looks good. I'm going to go ahead and put you up on my computer so I can read comments. Again, we're featuring a different product suite. So for the first 3 days of my 10 days of Facebook Lives, we're doing my 3 favorite suites from the new catalog, which again launches on January 5th. If you requested one from me, that will be going out today with any luck. I can't get this to load on my computer. There we go. Okay, so the first 3 days I'm gonna do just my 3 favorite suites from the collection. And of course I can't show you what the inside of this baby looks like yet, but I promise it's really, really good. So I can't show you until the beginning of the catalog, but I can show you the product. So as we saw yesterday, my first favorite, which may surprise some of you, was the snail suite. I don't know what it is about that cute little snail, but I just love him. So if you missed yesterday's video, you can go ahead and go back and check that out. I'll also be loading it to my YouTube channel, so you can always follow me on YouTube as well, By the Shore Stamping. And you can see how I made this, but you can also just scroll back to yesterday and see that one. That was day 1. So that was my very favorite suite in the catalog. I think it was something to do with the bright colors and all that kind of stuff too. But my next favorite is the Sand and Sea collection. Oh, and you know what? The paper is way over here. Hold on. All right, I found it. So this is the paper. So can you see why I like it already? So it's very light and beautiful. It's, let's see, that goes here. I'm gonna try and show you in order. So they're all double-sided, so you get 12 sheets, 2 each of the 6 designs, and each page has 2 different patterns on it. So this is the front and the back. So you can see they usually pair it with like a really muted piece, and then they go ahead and have a more focal kind of piece too. So you can use it in bits and pieces. So this is the front of one, and then that's the back. So they coordinate well together too. I'm actually using this paper for my little catalog packets, so that's why some of this is cut up. So isn't that beautiful? Like just by itself, like I feel like you could just stamp a really pretty sentiment on here and frame it and be done with it. I think it's so pretty. So that's one side, and then the back side is this one with the little starfish. I love starfish. There's another one, very watercolor looking, so it's very pretty. And then the sand dollars. Yeah, I just love this suite so much. I love this page too. Isn't that pretty? So that's one side, and then the back side is the shells. And then we've got this blue piece, and the back side is just like the little polka dot stripes. So really, really pretty. Yeah, what's the point in wasting time showering, Susan? I agree. So that's the paper for this one. I'm going to leave a pretty one on top. Let's leave this one on top just so you can see. Okay, and then the color scheme for this one is really pretty too. It's kind of unique, I think, for beach paper too. So it's Seaside Spray, Flirty Flamingo, Melon Mambo, So Saffron, and Sahara Sand. So very pretty colors. Also in this suite is, of course, the stamp set. So let me show you that. This one is Friends Are Like Seashells, and I love, love, love the font of these, and I love the sayings as well. So it says, happy birthday to my beautiful friend. I'm so happy I found you, wishing you the very best. You are unique and completely amazing. Friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way. I think that would be really pretty for like a scrapbook page. For you, thank you. And this one's really good for a scrapbook page too. Love you to the beach and back, which I love that sentiment. Actually, you are unique and completely amazing would work for scrapbooking. I'm so happy I found you would work for scrapbooking. So this one's a really great one. It is a clear stamp set, so it's photopolymer, completely see-through. It's 2 sets, so it's a pretty big, pretty good size stamp. So that's the stamp set. It also has dies. These are beautiful, and I'm going to use these today on our card. I'll show you how this all works. Really, really neat. It also has an embossing folder, so you can see that. And these work beautifully together if you didn't notice. So this will cut out the embossed pieces, and I'm going to do that for you today. Also has some stickers in this collection. So let me show you these. We've got the little yellow starfish, pink shells, and the blue scallop shells. So those are in the stickers. We also have beautiful opal rounds. They're just kind of clear with a bit of glitz, which I love. These would be great for so many different projects, not just this one. And then the last element of this one is the pearlescent paper. I think it's called pearlescent. Yeah, pearlescent specialty paper. This is thinner than I thought it was going to be. In fact, I was ready to call Stampin' Up and tell them that they'd only put 1 sheet of paper in mine, but they didn't. There was 2. When I cut it and then I embossed it, I got 2 pieces embossed because I cut them at the same time. I thought it was only 1 sheet. So it's a little thinner than what I was expecting, but it embosses beautifully, and I'm going to show you that today. So I'm not going to show you the card I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in. But be sure to stay tuned, because at the end, I'm going to show you everything that's in the Fill the Tote special that I'm doing. So for those of you that haven't been watching or paying attention this week, or this month, I should say, since December 8th, I've been putting goodies, brand new goodies. Some are retired, but they're all brand new product into a reusable Stampin' Up tote. I'm going to give that away on December 31st, the whole thing, everything in it. It is to celebrate me getting close to my 400,000 milestone. I don't think I will make it before the end of the month. We're still about $5,000 away. So we're still a long way away, but I'm much closer than I would have been if you guys hadn't been supporting me this month, so I appreciate that. I'm also going to show you the little goodie that I'm putting in everybody's cards, thank you cards. So if you ordered this month, you'll get that little thank you card with a little goodie in it. So everybody gets something. And then, of course, somebody will win all those goodies. So let's go ahead and get started on our card though. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way. We don't really use the paper today. I do use the pearlized paper though. So whoops, I missed half of it. There we go. I also have all of these entries for yesterday's prize, so we'll do that at the end too. And I have a prize for today as well, so make sure you're commenting. You'll get an entry for your comment, and then I'll be giving these away. If you share, you get 2 entries. So that's my prize for today. So thanks so much for watching and sharing. We're going to start with Seaside Spray cardstock today. This is one of my favorite colors. It's an in color, which means it's going away next year. So I'm kind of sad about that. This is such a pretty color. And it is a really nice color for beachy themed stuff. So what I did for this one is I started with the Seaside spray, and then I took another piece of Seaside spray. This one is 4 by 5 1/4, and I ran it through my Big Shot with the embossing folder. And I was going to do this in advance, but I decided I would show you the magic. It took me forever. I still haven't found it, actually. I have the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and it has a couple of different plates for embossing, and I seem to have misplaced one of mine, and I cannot find it. So it took me forever this morning to just start making this card because I was on a mission to try and find it. I never did find it, but I found my old black one from my Sis machine, and that seems to work. So I'm just going to roll this through, and when it comes out, you can see we get that beautiful embossed image. Isn't that cool? So what's really neat about this is, I'm going to see, so I was going to do this for you, but I don't think I need to. So I accidentally ran 2 of these. So you can see I did this on the pearlized paper too. And what's really neat is now I can take my Big Shot, put this back together again, slide this over. I'm going to go ahead and put this down. So this one was the one I embossed this morning by accident, but I'm going to go ahead and grab my dies. It is a very thin paper gel. Probably maybe text weight. Although it doesn't feel as thin as some of the text paper we've had in the past. It's not quite that thin, but it's definitely thinner than our like white and vanilla cardstocks. So it's very thin. But it works beautifully. So as you can see, when you emboss, now you can die cut this with the dies, and it's going to cut out those shells for you. So between this piece and the 2 shells here, you're able to cut all of the shells from the stamp set out. So you don't have to fussy cut any of them if you have your dies. It does make it a little bit easier if you have the embossing folder to emboss first. Otherwise, it can be really tricky to get everything lined up perfectly to run through in one shot. But you could totally line up one shell at a time too if you needed to. But I think with the embossing folder, it just makes it so easy. So I'm going to roll this through because I'm going to need one of these shells for my card. So I'm going to roll this through. And I'm using my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. This one is available right now. It became available earlier this year. The mini one that I used yesterday isn't quite available, hopefully in January. But you can see now I have this piece. So I could use it as a full piece, right? Just the way it is. Or you can do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to cut this apart. And that way I can use the shells individually. Where's my scissors? Here we go. So I want this larger one. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim around the shell like this. Okay. And we'll just cut that out. And I can do that with any of these, and I can do it with the little, I was going to say the weeds, the seaweed, not weeds, but you know what I meant. I'm going to cut this off too because I just want the shell. So you just basically cut right around the shell itself, and then you could reuse some of these other pieces. So don't throw it out. You could tuck it in. So I'm going to just use that. Now, what I wanted to do, so you could leave this completely by itself. It's very pretty. It's beautiful. It's kind of a vanilla color, which is nice. Let me just fix this. I cut this really wonky. All right. So you can kind of leave that the way it is, but I'm going to take my Blushing Bride ink. So Blushing Bride isn't one of the colors in the group. It's actually Flirty Flamingo and Melon Mambo, but I wanted this to be a really light tone. I didn't want it to be really bright. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take my Blushing Bride and our new blending brushes. You guys, this is so soft, and it has some nice give. It's really good quality. I seriously want to just I want to rub this all over my face. It's just so soft and like, oh, I love it. So they come 3 in a pack for $12, and these are really fun to play with. So I'm going to take my my little brush. I'm gonna, my brush, that was Blushing Bride and brush together. And I'm gonna go ahead and ink that up a little bit. And then I'm gonna just kind of spin that on to my shell. I'm gonna start it here because I'm thinking that's probably gonna be darker, and then work outwards because I don't want it to be super dark. I'm just gonna do a little bit of color. And I'm starting in that center because I feel like that would be kind of the darkest part of the shell. And then I'm just gonna spin that out. So it's just given a kind of a hint of a color. You could of course use a darker color if you wanted more color, but I just wanted a little hint of pink on my shell. So you can see that these are washable. You can go ahead and wash them out under the sink with some warm water. I just love those. They're really, really fun and such a good tool. And I like too that you can just stick it in your little tool bin and it works beautifully. So very handy, easy to find because they're kind of substantial. So I like those a lot. So now we're going to take our little shell and I'm going to layer it here. However, before I do that, I'm going to steal some of the pink, the Blushing Bride twine from the snail combo from yesterday. I'm going to use some of that on my card first. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. This is why I emboss a panel rather than embossing the card front itself, because that way I can wrap ribbon around it and it doesn't show on the inside of the card. I don't know why. That's just one of my little pet peeves. I don't like my ribbon to show inside the card, so you'll very rarely see me wrap ribbon around an entire card front. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I wrapped it 3 times, and I'm going to go ahead and tie a bow over here. I like to tie a knot first with the twine just because it gives you a little more stability when you're tying the bow. Like this. This twine does kind of wrinkle a little bit. Oh, see, I said that and then it didn't, but sometimes it like will twist up on itself, and I find if you just play with it a little bit, it sort of straightens itself out, but it's behaving. See how that twisted? So you can just kind of play with it and it will usually straighten itself out. Also, using glue dots can help you sort of tame an unruly little twine too. Okay, so that looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and trim this down a little bit. Move that out of the way. And then I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals, kind of overlapping the one that's on the paper. So let's go ahead and add this here. All right, we're going to tuck this in right here, like that. Okay, then I wanted to add some more shells because, you know, just need more shells. So I'm going to take my sand dollar and the Sahara sand. Oh, goodness. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp one of those using Sahara sand on Sahara cardstock. Now I can cut these out with the dies because we have the dies, which maybe I'll do. I didn't do that the first time because I didn't realize I had them. When I made my card originally, I fussy cut these two, and then I realized, because I didn't see them in this, so I was like, oh, we must not have a die for those. But if you look a little closely, or closer than I did, we have our sand dollar here and our starfish there. So I can totally run that through the mini, because those are small enough. So let me grab my starfish, and we'll stamp that on So Saffron with So Saffron ink. And then I'm in love with this mini embossing guy. I know you don't need it if you already have one, but he's just so fun. So fun. All right, so let's go ahead and take this. I need just this. And I can actually do these at the same time because I cut them small enough. I'm going to go ahead and grab my shell. It's funny how we all have pet peeves like that, Jennifer. I don't know why. It's just always been a thing. I've just never liked it. And Stampin' Up does it sometimes too on their samples and stuff. And I'm like, I don't like it. But to each their own, right? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up. Like I said, the cutting mats for these are not available at the moment. They're kind of fixing them up a little bit. They were warping and bending a little bit too much. I'm just trying to see if there's a right way on this. Not really, but I think that looks, well, maybe not. Let's try this one. That looks good. That looks better. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of get that lined up, and then I'm gonna carefully put my top on. That sounds funny. I have clothes on, I swear. My top cutting plate I'm gonna put on carefully. You could, like I said, add some washi tape to that if you wanted to, but I like to live on the edge, and I find if you get it lined up and then just hold it in place, it will work fine. And if it's a little off, it's totally fine. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cut those out. See the cute little sand, or no, this is the sand dollar, that's the starfish. These would have been perfect when I got married the first time, because that was kind of our theme when we had like a beach wedding. So I had a sand dollar. No, actually I had a starfish, a blue embossed starfish on my first wedding invitation. I have no idea what we're doing for the one, hopefully in 2022. We'll see. This is kind of in my way. I might have to but I like how it looks. It was kind of floppy, but I was going to put this here. But I guess I can still do that. All right, so I put a little bit of adhesive on one side. Oh shoot, I meant to get more adhesive because I'm kind of out. I think I might have to get up. Oh, there's a little bit. I don't need a ton of adhesive. And I used a glue dot over here. Nope, not glue dot. Dimensional. So we'll add that to the card, and I just kind of tucked that in here. I love doing clusters. Like, it's one of my favorite. I just like clusters of things. So I like a lot of open space and then a little cluster of elements. And then this one, I'm actually going to put regular adhesive on both sides, maybe, if I can. Come on. Yeah, see, I'm out. See the red? I'm out. Let's see if I have one handy. I do. All right, so we'll do a little replacement here for you. So I'm using, this is the Stampin' Seal. I actually like the Seal Plus better, but I will work with this because that's what I grabbed. I think this was Stampin' Seal too. I'm getting used to it, but I feel like the Seal Plus is a little bit easier to deal with. A little bit less of a learning curve. So you just pull these apart, and then this centerpiece is trash, so we throw that out, and then we're gonna go ahead and add this to our case. The cases are interchangeable, so I think that got bent. Let me just do that again. You don't need to have a Stampin' Seal and a Seal Plus container. They're the same one, so that's good. You can buy one and use it on both types. You can see this one's pretty well loved already. All right, so let's try that again. There we go. Much easier. Got adhesive everywhere this time. This one I'm going to kind of tuck underneath and over. So I'm just going to kind of tuck it there. Whoops, sorry. I just hit that with my head. So there's my little cluster. Pretty, right? Let me see if I can get that to go that way anyway. There. Come on. Pure pretty. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on this. You don't have to put dimensionals on this layer. If you didn't want to, you could totally do it flat. I just, whenever I wrap ribbon around it, I usually like to add dimensionals, but it does add a little bit of bulk, so it can sometimes add postage if you make them too bulky, but it's fine. Okay, so there we have that. Now I wanted to do a sentiment. So I'm going to grab actually Night of Navy. So again, this was not in the color swatch of this suite, but I added it in because I thought it kind of made it pop. Then I'm using my Whisper White ink pad. So this is an older one. This is when they came already inked. This is very old if you look at it. I've had it for a really long time. You can actually even see where it's been discolored from the sun, where it was in my stamp case, my stamp holder. That's how old this guy is. But they come, we still sell them. They come separately. So they now look like this, but you have to ink them yourself. If you do order one of these, do not fill the whole, so it comes as a blank ink pad and an ink refill. Don't put all of the ink onto the ink pad. It's it's gonna have extra, so I would start with like a quarter of it or even less than that. Fill it up, get it nice and juicy, see how it works. If it's not wet enough, then add a little bit more. So I would say it's probably gonna take about a quarter to a half of the bottle to get it inked up the way you want it to. But don't do the entire bottle or you're gonna end up with a big old mess. So less is more until you figure out if you've got enough. But mine is the older version, so I already had it inked up and I just re-ink it as I need to. It is a pigment-based ink though, so you do want to clean off your stamps as soon as you're done with them because it will stain them, and it's kind of basically like paint, so it does take a second for it to dry. I'm going to pull this down a little bit so that I can actually see it and see if I can get it straight. I'm just stamping thank you on this. There you go. Came out cute. I'm going to go ahead and follow my own advice and clean this off if I can find my cleaner. Here it is. And I'm actually going to use my Stampin' Scrub. Not my Stampin' Scrub, my chamois. My chamois I will use my Whisper White ink on. I don't put Whisper White ink on my Stampin' Scrub. This will wash itself out, so I can go run it under the sink and I'll be fine. But I'm just going to really make sure I get in there because like I said, it's paint. So you want to make sure you get it all out from in between the letters and whatnot. So I'm going to really make sure I get that cleaned out. And we're good to go. I don't want the stamp to be ruined. I'm going to move this out of my way. I think I have to sneeze. Oh, goodness, excuse me. Okay, so then I'm just going to trim this down a little bit. How come that's always the case? Like, never fails when I go live. Either I have to sneeze, or if you remember a few years ago, I actually passed out live on a Facebook Live. Just completely knocked right out. That was a little weird, but all is well. Thank goodness I had such good listeners or watchers. They actually called the ambulance for me, which I was surprised when they showed up at my door. But all was well. It was just a combination of low blood pressure, and I had literally woken up like 5 minutes before I was going live, and I didn't know what I was doing for the live, so I hopped off the couch and I was running around. I hadn't drank anything, and just, it was a perfect storm. But my friend Arlene was watching, and she helped me out from Maine. It was kind of a funny call, I'm sure, because she's calling from Maine saying, I was just watching a Facebook Live, and the woman I was watching passed out. So, anyway, funny story now, but not so funny then. So there's my finish. Oh, it's not finished. Hold on. We need to add some bling. A couple of bling, actually. One of the things you may want to add to your order with this one is make sure you're up to date with Wink of Stella, because I'm almost out of this, and it works so beautifully with this suite. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these opal rounds, and I'm going to go ahead and add these to my card. Maybe. These are a little bit harder to pick up with my little thing here. I think I need to use, there we go, I got it. I think sometimes the pokey end works better in some cases. You just have to get it at the right angle though. There we go. Now I got it. Put that there, like that. So we add those for bling. And then I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella, and I'm going to add some glitz as well to the background. Like I said, I need to get restocked on Wink of Stella. Do I still have another one? Nope, I don't. So I'm going to have to make this one work. I thought I had an extra, but I don't. I could steal it out of the Fill the Tote bag, but I won't do that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glitz to my shells here, just to kind of play off that pearlescent paper, which is kind of sparkly, although you could add some more glitz to that too. Yeah, I'm getting really low, and squeezing it doesn't really help it much. So we'll just do the best we can. I'm going to have to throw this one out when I'm done. And order some more. I like to order 2 or 3 or 4 of these at a time because I use them all the time. They do last quite a while. I use my Wink of Stella a bunch, and it's very good. I love it. This one is the clear one. Stampin' Up only sells the clear one. They do have other colors though, but I think the clear one's the most versatile because you can actually pick up color from your ink pads and basically watercolor with it too, and get not only the glitz from the pen, but then you get the color from the ink pad too. There. So I've got some little glitz on here. We're doing fine. But yeah, that pen is good. There you go. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's there, I promise. Maybe you can see it on the original one a little bit better. I was not quite so out. But yeah, super cute, super simple. This will be a fun little thank you card for me to send for orders and whatnot in the new year. But yeah, I love this suite so much. It's so, so pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and do an update on the Fill Your Tote bundle. So those of you that are just joining us, I am very close to my 400,000 in sales for career to date. So I was doing this little special to kind of boost my sales for the month, which worked. Thank you all so much for shopping with me. I do really, really appreciate it. Anybody that orders this month is going to be getting one of my little Happy Mail packs. So I have a bazillion of these because I have so many leftovers of paper and things. So basically it's like a little mini card that you can put together using whatever you have for card bases at home. So I try and include a little bit of ribbon, or you can use the stamped elements from the card. You can use the little bits and pieces. There's a doily in this one. There's an embossed piece, some die cut, and just make yourself a little card. So it's kind of like a quick and easy little card kit. So everybody that orders with me will get one of these in their card kit this month. And then you'll also get entry into the Fill the Tote drawing. So let me show you right now what is in there. So first up, it's a reusable Stampin' Up tote. So this is the tote. I can't even get it all in here, but that's the pattern on the tote bag. And then inside right now, so I've been adding a new item every day since December 8th. And any day there was 5 orders, I added 2 things. So right now in the bag is some Regal's 6x6 cardstock, or paper I should say. I think this one's the Label Me Fancy punch. An exclusive Stampin' Up Makeup Bag. This one was one that was given to us on the incentive trip a couple of years ago, and I never used it, so I figured I would pass it along. There is the Time for Tags stamp set. The beaded pearls. I'm trying to show you what was in there when we last chatted, and then I will show you all the new stuff. The all wired up background stamp, so it's a wood mount one, which is my favorite for background stamps. We have some champagne rhinestones. We have the Inspiring Iris stamp set. We have some black Stampin' Dimensionals. We have, what else was in here? Oh, this one was in here. The Celebration Tidings stamp set. The Festive Felt Sheets. The Oh So Ombre 6x6 Designer Series paper. And since then, I've added Whisper White Baker's Twine. A Wink of Stella, which we all know we need. Some silver stars, the glitter star ornaments. Some jingle bells. Some gilded gold gems. The classic Stampin' Spot assortment. Some tear and tape adhesive. The Warm and Toasty stamp set. This one's so cute. Some iridescent pearls. Lots of goodies, guys. A brand new Stampin' Right marker, that basic black marker. And this is actually the bundle. I don't know where the dies are, but the Wishes in Wonder bundle. So you get the dies and the stamp set. And last but not least right now is a really cute little By the Shore Stamping cooler tote. So it's just a tote bag that has the Stampin' Up or the By the Shore Stamping logo on it. It's got a little pocket in the front, and you got a little cooler bag for your lunch. So there's a ton of stuff in here, and this is all up to today. So what's today? The 29th? Yeah. So we'll add something tomorrow and Thursday. If we get to 5 orders in either of those days, then I will add 2 things on that day. And then on December 31st, I will be giving this whole bag of goodies away. So all you need to do is order with the host code, or actually I am letting you combine it with the free shipping offer that I'm doing right now. So if you email me your order at jenpitta@comcast.net, I will go ahead and give you free shipping until December 31st. So you can go ahead and capitalize on the free shipping order offer, be able to get entered into the tote, and get the little freebie for everybody that orders with me this month. So lots of fun things happening. I'm super excited to close out this year and start a fresh new one with a new catalog. And we'll have more goodies in here by Thursday, so stay tuned. All right, I think that was everything I had to do today. Did I forget it? Oh no, I gotta do the drawing for yesterday. I need a little bucket here. Let me use the one I'm using for the Fill Your Tote challenge. I will take this out and we'll do the drawing. So yesterday our prize was the little resin hearts. So let me go ahead and put all of your names in here. I already wrote them down. I just didn't get a chance to separate them all out. So feel free to shoot me any questions while I'm doing this. Our prize for today is the snail mail twine combo pack. So if you comment on today's video within the next 24 hours, then, so it's Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So tomorrow, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, I will give away the twine. So you just have to comment on this video and I will enter you to win that. And if you share this video, then I will enter you twice. You just have to comment with shared, because for whatever reason, Facebook doesn't show me who shares my stuff. It just shows that it's been shared. So, yeah, so that's that. Hey, Cindy, thanks for joining me. Your first time watching. I love it. Maine. See, my Maine friends. I love it. I don't know if you heard my story a few minutes ago. One of my Maine friends helped me when I passed out live on a Facebook Live. Nothing like a little bit of adventure. I have to say, I'm a little nervous of August 14th because for the last, up until this year, for the last couple of years, every August 14th, something really bizarre happened. I had a few years ago now, I guess it was 3 years ago, I had a vertigo attack and then it stuck around for like 9 months. So, that was not fun. Then the following year I fell and couldn't move, so I had to go to the emergency room for my back. And then the last time, it was not this past year, but the 2019, I passed out live on August 14th during a Facebook Live. So thankfully this year I didn't have anything bad happen on August 14th. In fact, August 12th I got engaged. So I'm hoping I don't have to be afraid of that day anymore. But yeah, for 3 years straight, it was no fun. But I guess I should be very thankful. That is all I had for issues. All right, so all of your names are in here. If you commented yesterday. So I am going to go ahead and pull a drawing. And yesterday's prize was these really sweet resin heart embellishments from the snail mail suite as well. These are so cute. So let's go ahead and pull a winner. And the winner is Michelle LaBarge Burke. So Michelle, I don't think I have your contact information, so you're going to need to give me a shout out. Just send me a direct message either through By the Shore Stamping, or you can direct message me through Facebook. It's Jen Willette Pitta, which might be hard to spell. So you can go ahead and message me through the By the Shore Stamping page, and I will get your address and get that out to you. If I don't hear from you by tomorrow, actually we'll give you 2 days. We'll give you 48 hours. So if I don't hear from you by Thursday's Facebook Live, I will go ahead and draw another winner. So be sure to let me know.
what your mailing address is, and I'll get that out to you. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I will be back again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, for my third favorite suite from the catalog, and then beginning Thursday we'll actually start doing some Valentine stuff so we can get you guys in the mood for that, because that's right around the corner. All right, I think that's it. Have a great day, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.